As the county faces the danger of slipping back into the purple tier of the reopening roadmap, it's considering a number of options tonight.
One of those options may include a lawsuit against the state. As News 8's Brandon Lewis reports, it's one possibility put on the table at a closed-door county supervisors meeting.
Yeah, Carlo and Barbara Lee, that Board of Supervisors meeting is still going on. There are a lot of factors that they have to consider as the county prepares to head into that higher tier next week. San Diego's Board of Supervisors is discussing a potential lawsuit against the state over the case rate metric. It's one of several options it can take as the county remains on path to have Tier 1 restrictions imposed on it next week. At the heart of the issue are more than 700 cases from San Diego State University that the county must include in its rate. Without them, the county would still be within Tier 2 limits.
That's going to keep us in the purple range, and potentially, even next week still be in the purple range, which could be devastating to businesses around San Diego County.
Earlier this week, the supervisors voted to ask Governor Newsom to remove the students, but he declined.
You can't isolate as if it's on an island, a campus community that is part of the larger community. So the answer is no.
A lawsuit is just one option, and it may not have the votes to move forward. Supervisors will hear from the county attorney in closed session about the feasibility and legal issues before deciding. On Tuesday, Supervisor Jim Desmond proposed the county stop enforcing business closures, but it failed to get support from any other supervisor. Nathan Fletcher hinted in a statement to News 8 he would oppose suing the state, saying he respects its decisions. But Desmond points out the last talks happened before the governor made his remarks.
Why should a business in Ramona or Oceanside or San Marcos, why should they shut down for this type of event that we can manage?
The supervisors will hear from their county attorney, and they may speak about the outcome of this meeting later tonight. We'll have much more on this on our later newscast. Carlo and Barbara Lee.
All right, Brandon, thank you. And is the pandemic leading to more divorces? Some attorneys say they've seen a spike during the last 6 months. That's coming up new tonight in our second half hour. County officials reported a drop in new coronavirus cases today. There were 174 cases confirmed out of almost 9,500 tests, and that is a 2% positive rate. The 14-day rolling average is now at 4.2%. 6 new deaths bring that total to 754. There were also 6 new community outbreaks for a total of 20 over the last 7 days, well above the trigger of 7.
President Trump is in Wisconsin tonight, a state that was crucial to his 2016 victory.
He's also reacting to a scathing new political ad featuring a former administration staffer. In the meantime, his Democratic opponents are hitting the swing state of Pennsylvania. Natalie Brand is at the White House with more.
The president railed against what he called the radical left during a White House history conference.
The left-wing rioting and mayhem are the direct result of decades of left-wing indoctrination in our schools.
Later, the president heads to central Wisconsin, a region that helped him narrowly win the state in 2016. The latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows Democratic nominee Joe Biden slightly ahead there.
The president's rally comes as he continues to face backlash over the lack of masks and social distancing at his campaign events, and after he publicly contradicted his own CDC director.
Dr. Robert Redfield told a Senate panel Wednesday he believes the use of face masks is as important as a vaccine, and he predicted a COVID vaccine would not be widely available to the public until the middle of next year.
I think he made a mistake when he said that. It's just incorrect information.
When we were in a task force meeting, the president said maybe this COVID thing is a good thing. I don't have to shake hands with these disgusting people.
In a new political ad, a former staffer to Vice President Mike Pence, who attended coronavirus task force meetings, said the president was more concerned with winning re-election than COVID-19.
She was terminated. They didn't want her. She was terminated. She has nothing to do with me. I don't know her.
The administration's handling of the pandemic and its conflicting messages remain a key focus of the Biden campaign.
He said to the American people, it's a hoax.
Democratic vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris is spending the day in Philadelphia. Former Vice President Joe Biden will also be in the key battleground state of Pennsylvania later for a town hall in his birthplace of Scranton. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Tomorrow, both candidates will campaign in Minnesota the same day early in-person voting begins in that key swing state. Family members are demanding justice after a 6-year-old boy was shot and killed while playing with his brother at their home in Tijuana. We're told it happened yesterday morning as police were chasing a man who allegedly shot at officers nearby. Police and state officials have not yet released any information. Family members just want to know if the bullet that killed the young boy was fired by police or the man they were chasing. Community members are calling for a special investigation into the incident.
Yosemite National Park has closed to visitors because of the smoke impact from wildfires statewide. All entrances and roads closed at 5 this evening. Park officials say it will only reopen when safe and no time frame was given. Tonight, firefighters say they have the Valley Fire in East County mostly surrounded. Now, property owners are trying to make sure that they're protected before the rain comes. An erosion control center opened in Alpine today with free sandbags, fiber rolls, and other materials to help people prepare. The center is located at the county's Alpine Road Station on Tavern Road. It will be open Mondays through Saturdays from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 p.m. On Sundays, the center is open from 9 to 2.
In Los Angeles County, the Bobcat fire is burning for a 12th day. The good news, the fire appears to be moving away from homes in Sierra Madre. Evacuation orders were lifted there last night, but many people are still staying away as a precaution and because of all the smoke in the air. The Bobcat fire has burned more than 42,000 acres and is only 3% contained. In San Bernardino County, crews are getting a handle on the El Dorado fire. It's holding at more than 18,000 acres burned, but is 63% contained. Evacuation orders remain in effect for several areas. You may remember pyrotechnics from a gender reveal party set off that fire.
The Creek Fire in Fresno and Madera counties has destroyed 744 structures, including homes and businesses. Things are also getting critical there as winds and temperatures are expected to increase. Nearly 245,000 acres of burned, and that fire is only 18% contained. For the second time in as many months, the city of San Diego has removed Black Lives Matter artwork drawn by children in La Jolla. As News 8's David Gottfredson reports tonight, workers showed up yesterday and they told neighbors the chalk drawings were being removed because the city was getting too many complaints.
The beauty of chalk art is it's not permanent.
The chalk artwork supporting the Black Lives Matter movement was never meant to be permanent along the La Jolla bike path near Via del Norte. After all, a rainstorm would wash the drawings away. That's why neighbors were so surprised Wednesday when city workers showed up to remove the artwork with a pressure washer.
They were told to come out because they had quite a few complaints and that they were told that this was hate speech.
La Jolla neighbor Ruth Levers organized the Chalk In art events that took place on the 4th of July and Labor Day, where children and their parents drew flowers and butterflies, including slogans like "Black Boys Live Here," "We Are Only as Strong as We Are United," and "Black Lives Matter."
La Jolla is a very inclusive and diverse community. And in La Jolla, there is space for the movement for Black lives.
This is the second time city crews have been dispatched at taxpayer expense to remove the artwork.
The artwork was messages of love and solidarity.
Neighbor Sierra Washington couldn't help but notice something else.
The city sent an African-American male worker to remove the artwork in support of the movement for Black Lives. And so for the city to be tone deaf to that and send a minority worker to remove messages of support for his own community was painful for me to see.
Other neighbors opposed to the artwork declined to be interviewed on camera, citing the current political climate. Off camera, one neighbor named Laura told us, quote, "If you want to express your views, do it on your own property. Put a Black Lives Matter poster on your property. But to impose your views on the general public who are just passing by, I don't think it's needed." We reached out to the city of San Diego late this afternoon. They emailed us a statement saying the city encourages free speech, but that the chalk artwork presented a safety risk by compromising visibility along the La Jolla bike path. Barbara Lee?
David, when we hear the city's reason that they got so many complaints about it, do we have any idea how many complaints they received?
No, we asked them how many complaints they received, and they did not get back to us with a number. But they did follow up with a statement saying that they got complaints from neighbors who thought the artwork was offensive, and the city claims they followed normal operating procedures when they removed the artwork.